Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We have something a little bit different today. This is a Cat 3-4 criterium sent in by Claudio Marquez. This is the pickle juice race in Pennsylvania. Now Claudio posts videos to YouTube and he's already done analysis of this race, but he wanted me to go through it and maybe give him some tips on how he can be more efficient and get better results in his criterium racing. So let's just dive right into it.
So here are my stats really quick. Age 37, 155 pounds, FDP 276, max heart rate 192, and I train about 10 hours a week. And so here we are, the first lap. And things are starting off. I managed to move up. I started in the back because I was warming up, and I moved up mid-pack during the neutral lap. And one of the things that I did much better was just cornering.
Yeah, so cornering is so important in criterium racing. Honestly, the easiest way to improve if you're a new racer, if you're Cat 4, Cat 5, is to improve your cornering. I'm going to say that again. It's worth repeating. Cornering is the best thing that you can do as a Cat 4, Cat 5 racer to improve your crit racing. I've seen enough Cat 4 and Cat 5 races at this point that I can safely say that the most common mistake is cornering issues. And I think there's a couple of easy tips that you can follow that I'll share in this video that will help you win your next criterium, or at least be in that front group, be in the mix, get a top 10, get a top 5. Because in this case, Claudio shared his numbers. He's got a decent FTP. He's probably faster than most guys in this field, but it didn't work out for him in the end. So let's go over a couple of tips that you guys can bring to your next race, that Claudio can bring to his next race, that's going to help you smash your next crit. So I have a little trick. Actually, it's more like a game that you can play with yourself to see if you've improved in your cornering. But before we get there, what I want to do is replay this series of corners one more time from Claudio's perspective. And this time I want you to focus on his speed.
And there are all these little slots everywhere. You can kind of weave yourself through them. Like there, you know, and then hop on a new wheel and hopefully they'll take you somewhere. But still, a lot of surging, and if you're in mid-pack, you are braking. Like here, braking. I could have gone in between them, but I braked. I didn't have the guts to do that. And here's where we always get gapped. If you're not going like 27 at that corner, it's gonna take a huge effort, and you're gonna get gapped.
So you probably noticed he went from 28 miles an hour to 21 to 27 to 21 and then back up to 31 miles an hour. And all of that averages about 25, which is the average of the race. So in other words, he went from accelerating to braking, to accelerating to braking, to accelerating. And this is what I'm talking about. This is just unsustainable, and it doesn't matter how fit you are. This is why cornering is so important, you guys. It doesn't matter how fit you are. If you're doing this constant surging, like, you're just going to crack, and it's not going to take very long at this pace.
So the first few laps, total long burners. And I think that, you know, being in the front is really the key. Taking these corners at like 26, 27, it's so important.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Claudio. Taking these corners at 26 to 27 is extremely important. You don't necessarily have to be at the front to do that, though. I know you just said being at the front is key, but that's kind of easy mode. If you're really fit, you can afford it being at the front, because then you can take the corners however you please. The problem with that is you don't get a draft. You're at the front, right? So what you want is the best of both. You want to get the draft, but take the corners just as you please. And that's where my trick comes in, where you let a small gap open up, maybe one, maybe two bike lengths coming into the corner, and then you can take the corner as you please, as if you were on the front of the bike race. And then you don't have to do a huge acceleration to get back up to the wheel in front of you. And you also don't have to squeeze brakes coming into the corner. What you're trying to do is even out that effort. So instead of doing a bunch of brakes and a bunch of 0 watts coming into the corner, you're doing 200, 200, 100, 100, and then maybe you're coasting through the corner, and then you only have to go up to maybe 300 or 400 watts to get right back up to speed. You're trying to smooth that effort out.
And they are pulling people out of this race. I got pulled out, spoiler alert, but I felt good about it. I felt like I really, I raced like the race was 20 minutes. So I gave it my all. I just didn't have the fitness to keep surging like that.
Yeah, I like Claudio. I mean, Claudio's got a ton of heart, and he gave it his all in this race. Like, he had 180 something beats per minute in this race. It's crazy. But honestly, it's not even about the fitness. Like, dude, Claudio, you're a fit guy. It's about taking efficient corners and follow those tricks. Like I said, play that game with yourself. Let a little gap open up. Count every time you touch the brakes as you did something wrong, and count every time that you surge over, 600-700 watts as I've done something wrong. Avoid those things at all costs. And then fitness will come later. Focus on cornering really well, and then you're going to be comfortable in the pack, and you're going to have a head on your shoulders. You're not just going to be gasping for air throughout the whole race. You're going to be comfortable in the pack. People are going to be getting dropped behind you or whatever. But you're going to be a factor in the race. You're not going to just think, how am I going to be able to sit on this field? They're going so fast. You're going to be one of those guys that's going so fast, but it's not going to feel like it. And then next thing you know, you're going to be dictating the race. You're going to think, oh, this is a good time to attack. And like, oh, I'm going to save my legs for a sprint. And then you can actually be involved in the race. So take those 2 tricks with you guys. And I promise you're going to do better in your next crit. And hopefully this answers some questions. I know people were asking about cornering in there's a couple of recent videos I posted. And if you have any more questions about content that you're looking for on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. Go check out Claudio's channel. He's a cool guy. His beard game is on point. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.